Hello everyone, today in this video we'll fight against the atmosphere of our world around us, and today we will come back to the topic that is important nowadays because it shows us clearly the main problem of our times with respect to culture and social issues. We know that Marxism, regardless of its form, divides people into groups, so treats people collectively and makes these groups regardless of the fact if they exist in the reality or not, and makes these social groups, Marxist defines, makes them enemy to each other. And currently, one of the battlefield is the field of gender. And Marxist ideologues, supported by some CEOs of big companies, recently since the end of last year victory of conservative forces in United States, many of the leftist organizations lost support from the companies and budgets, including federal budget. Still they have support from the governments like Netherlands, Norway and Belgium in Europe, but it's not as much as it was before. And this ideologue, supported by many companies and politicians, were and are still inclining a war between genders, men and women, I mean, and they would like to wage this war, and they are doing so in many countries. This is one of the most devastating social divisions, because thanks to the connection of men and women, we are all here, and all previous generations of humanity were in this world. Currently, many nations are really facing the demographic collapse, and I don't like this term aging societies. No, they are not aging, they are dying out simply. When the number of births is lower than number of deaths, it means you are dying out, you are not aging. And this is one of course, consumptionism, and this really lazy lifestyle and so on has its impact, cultural hegemony, but war between men and women gave another blow to the demography. And this is beyond any debate, because a man needs to love a woman and a woman needs to love a man to produce new people. If there is a hate and conflict, there won't be a sufficient level of intimacy between two of them to produce new citizens. No way. That's why, as I said, this is the most dangerous division of society according to this Marxist rule of dividing people into groups and making these groups fighting with each other, making one group oppressor and second group as a victim. This is really the worst and most the craziest ideology ever made, and very devastating. As we see, it can mutate classes, social classes, races, professional groups, and now there is a so-called war between genders, the most devastating one. Of course, if you ask me what I think, I will tell you humanity will survive it, but the longer it takes, the more damages it causes. And we should do everything to raise our unfortunately not so numerous young ones in a right way, to inoculate them against these Marxist idiocies and all of these divisions this ideology causes. But the most painful and devastating war is currently war that it's waged by these ideologists and people who follow it, war between two genders. And there is also, it's in connection with this war between two genders, promotion of insane behaviors, like people who withdraw from the society, refuse having families, refuse to have any other interactions with other members of the community. It's all combined together as an element of the war against humanity and war between genders. We have to oppose it and not allow others to make us crazy. We are living in really crazy times, but as I said, there are good trends and revival movements that are coming from the west, from behind the ocean, but we should help them to reach our countries as fast as possible because time is running out. All the best, have a nice day, bye.